Hello Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Sid Meier's Civilization 6 in our 8 Ages of Khmer series. Another voiceover episode, this and one more before I go back to actual commentary along with gameplay. But these episodes were so good that I just decided to go ahead and keep the video footage and try and keep up with myself as I was challenged to do. And that's what we're going to do. It's been kind of fun so far. I've enjoyed it. I haven't had to do it with Civ content before. We are currently methodically deciding what to do with these last couple of Alexandrian units, Macedonian units, Alexander's units outside of Methone. Most of his more advanced attack forces, as I said in the last episode, have already been depleted, so we're just kind of wearing him down. We've got a few units that are still capable of firing, so we're going to let them do that. Now, as I mentioned in the last episode, okay, Alexandroupoli is finally going to fall here. I think I even mentioned in the original commentary for the previous episode, I believe I mentioned that that was something that was going to happen, but at the beginning of the next episode, and it's clearly happening right now in the first couple of seconds here. But let's see, just want to make sure I have my episode timers showing. There we go. All right, so I'm using a different video player this time, one that will show me how much time is left. The one that I was using wasn't doing that before, so I was having to like very closely watch the scroll bar, like the movie bar, the play bar, whatever it's called, to like see when to start closing out the episode with my voiceover commentary. But anyway, we just took Alexandroupoli, and now we have all of these, like so many of these artillery units in range of Pella, all capable of firing. So we're going to get them in position and start firing on our good friend. And I thought for a moment that far right artillery there that just is on the right side of the river isn't going to be able to fire, but I'm going to discover in a bit that I still have the ability. Okay, good. There's a promotion available for that far left artillery, and there we go. I think I just discovered right there. That happened a little bit faster than I remember it happening. This cavalry army, we're just going to keep them out of the fight for now because there are some units, as you saw there from his possible movement range. There's some units he could attack, but I still feel like some of the units Alexander has up his sleeve could do a lot of damage to a cavalry unit at this point. So we want to keep that army out of harm's way until we can upgrade them to a more modern unit. We also, I believe I did this last episode, but we have an artillery corps training up so that one non-army artillery there can actually, be useful. All right, so we just pillaged Pella's science district. I mentioned in the last episode I'm not doing as much pillaging with this series, but in my offline play of Civ 6, I've been doing a lot more pillaging. It's something that's a lot of fun, so you'll see that in future Civ content because I've started to discover the benefits of it on my own. But we're not doing it this series because we're late enough in the game to where I don't want to spoil the territory that I take, for the most part. Even I say this after just having pillaged a science tile. But okay, so we're looking for something for another worker to do. I saw those bananas, then realized there was a worker already standing on them, so we just fixed that problem. And this is when I realized, here we go, that there's a bunch of tiles ripe for improvement south of Aigai and Alexandroupoli. Of course, both of those cities have already been rapidly converted using an Inquisitor I had in the area to Mahayana Buddhism, so that's been taken care of as well. Let's see, we've got this cavalry army. Yeah, this is the point where I was actually talking about feeling like his army would still be able to hurt me if I wasn't careful. Again, look over there to the west. Look at Germany. They've got some units on the move. Keep an eye on them because we're going to be dealing with them this episode. Well, no, we're not going to be dealing with Germany this episode, but you're going to see a lot more movement from Germany, and it's going to be one of the more interesting things coming up in the series, including in parts that I haven't recorded yet. All right, so that cavalry army, I think we're going to keep them out of the fray. Yeah. Again, I don't trust, this is me thinking about it, but I don't trust those units not to be able to surround that cavalry army and kill it. All right, Abdus-Salam, here's the moment of truth. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing that's happening right now. All right, so we just got the boost to every single information age tech. And we're about to take a look at that on the technology screen, but that means we can start promoting our artillery units. Notice it's 170 gold just to promote the basic rocket artillery there. But check this out. I'm going to scroll all the way to the right, and we have a boost for all of the remaining technologies in the game. It's fantastic. Yeah, I was so happy at this moment in the original recording. So I'm still happy about it, but believe me, I was ecstatic. So we're going for synthetic materials because of that particular second bonus there. Next to the helicopter icon, that's +1 gold for each camp. And then we queued up nuclear. Oh, wow, did I just do that? Nuclear fusion. Oh, my gosh. We queued up nuclear fusion to follow that technology automatically. God, I'm going to go back and listen to the audio on that. Can't believe I just let that come out of my mouth. All right, so, okay, I don't want to sound like a jerk. I realize there's a lot of people who pronounce it that way. It's just one of those things that, like, if you learn it that way, like, and if that's the way you learn to pronounce it, or especially if you have a speech impediment to where it's very difficult to say nuclear, that's okay. But I think there are a lot of people who, through no fault of their own, they learn it that way and it's not corrected. And so now there's a significant number of people who actually say nuclear. And it's one of those, as someone that is, words and language are very important to me. Like, saying things correctly whenever possible. is important to me, so it's one of those things that's a pet peeve. And again, pet peeves, as I've mentioned on the channel before, by definition are unfair, right? So not trying to be a jerk to people who say nuclear instead of nuclear. You can say it really however you like. It's none of my business, but I heard it come out of my mouth and I prefer to say it a different way, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But so as you can see, we've discovered some religious units near the holy city of Eastern Orthodoxy, Nidaros. Now these inquisitors are going to make it really difficult for me to actually convert this city. But I noticed that I've put that missionary front and center. We had the apostle come in first, but then I changed my mind. Okay, we're attacking that one anti-tank crew that's going to be harassing me for a few turns now. And actually we can hit him with this minor cavalry as well. But see, we lost that fight, but we did some damage. And because we rode up there in that direction, the cavalry is in the city, so they can't be counterattacked. So that's good, at least. Hopefully they won't pillage that trade route. But yeah, we have these submarines on the way to deal with, to head over to Alexander. Again, if we end up, in a conflict with Germany, having the submarines in that area isn't the worst thing. I think that might have been what I was commenting on right now, because I've started to notice these German troops being a little bit shady with all of their movements at the moment, taking advantage of my military action against Alexander really quite cleverly. I am completely confident the AI is not doing it on purpose. It's not going, hey, look, the player's attacking this other guy. Maybe the AI is. Maybe there are certain things that the Sid AI does very well and just a lot of things it does poorly. But anyway, this is Gilgamesh proposing a not-so-great trade route. A couple of artifacts, or a single artifact swap. He wants me to give him several resources, luxury and strategic. And he's going to give me some gold per turn. And I said no. So anyway, yeah, we moved the missionary up front line to take some damage, and we're going to have the guru come in to help heal these religious units. We're going to have the guru right where the apostle is right now, and the apostle to the right of the tile he's at right now. Also, it looks like Kumasi. Oh, yeah, that's right. All right, so this is the moment that I realized Kumasi, one of the city-states I believe that we were suzerain of, has just been taken by Germany. And this gives us a reason to attack Germany and possibly win some favor back with all these other civs that hate us so much, because one of the ways you can reduce your warmonger penalties is freeing city-states that have been captured. And Germany loves to capture them some city-states. All right, so we're going to start promoting some of the units that earned their promotions in the last turn. And again, we need a lot of gold to do it, but we're going to start promoting, we're going to start upgrading. I always mix up those two terms. Upgrades are when you change a unit to be the next era, like the next incarnation of the unit. Promotions are when you give them new abilities and new attack skills. But we're going to do those upgrades as well. Because, oh, yeah, see, in Mbanza Mbata, I had all that faith built up, so I went ahead and used it since it's still an Eastern Orthodox city, and now we have some extra research power and productivity and growth potential because of the sewer coming out of that city. We have the ability to buy sewers with faith, I think, anywhere in the Empire, but those other buildings, no. I will go back to explaining what's going on with that missionary in just a second, but I keep getting pulled away trying to keep up with myself. So, I'm trying really hard, guys. Let's see here. I noticed that I can I can upgrade some of these units, but I don't know if I've looked at the cost yet. I think I did just look at the cost. It takes 710 gold, and we already have the 50% discount on all unit upgrade option, but look at this. Look at this. 515 gold to upgrade an artillery army to a rocket artillery army, because artillery armies are very strong. I mean, they're the level 3, well, not level, but like they're triple artillery units. They're not single artillery units. You saw it was much cheaper to upgrade that one that I just moved because it's a single unit. But the armies being 3-star units, 3 units in one, really powerful. Upgrading them is a tall order. So it's going to take a lot of gold to get these artillery fully ready to yeah, we moved that observation balloon in, and now we can hit Pella a lot faster. Yeah, it's going to take a while to get the artillery fully prepared, but I think the evil laugh moment is coming up. I mentioned in the last episode, if you paid attention to all the commentary, I think I said it pretty early on, so you probably caught it if you're one of those folks that maybe watches, you know, towards the beginning of the episode. We all enjoy YouTube content a little bit differently, right? I think I mentioned that there's an evil laugh moment coming up, and you might kind of have an idea what it has to do with now at this point, given what's going on with the series and my units. But yeah, I think it's coming up. Haven't decided yet whether I'm going to reenact it or not, but it's going to be fun to watch regardless. So Pella is rapidly falling, and I think we're going to go ahead and, yep, we're going to take it right now with that infantry. Chalkidiki is, oh God, I feel like such a child because I giggle every time a little bit, every time I say that city name. They're only 4 pops strong, so they will not take as much effort to conquer. We will go ahead and take that. All right, so our spy fled Pella because, well, Pella belongs to us. So we saw that dialogue there. Let's repair the watermill so we get some growth and production value back right away. Okay, now we've got some of our units coming into play. This medic needs to support that artillery unit, and then can I fire yet with that unit? No, I can't, but I'll be able to next turn. Observation balloon, you just go to sleep. I don't need you to do anything right now, but you can hang out with that artillery. That's fine. All right, so I think, yeah, John Monash, this is where I was looking at his boosts. He only boosts up to atomic era units, and I'm about to start getting rid of my last atomic era units. So John Monash is not going to be useful to me for that much longer. Once my artillery are all information age, I'm probably going to use his promotion. As a matter of fact, I think in the next episode, I do use his promotion. Absolutely. Okay, so as you can see, I'm already thinking about what units to put around Chalkidiki. We've got a couple of, and the thing is too, I'm starting to look at what Germany's doing and thinking, okay, I don't want you to be to be a dick basically, and come in and take a city that I have worn down. So I'm having to be a little bit strategic at the moment because Germany is they've got all these units on their border and they're marching into Alexander's territory while I am doing all the work, and they're going to try and maybe take some cities from me. So I'm just, you know, I've kind of, again, I don't know that the AI is completely doing that on purpose, but it's very clever, and I want to make sure they don't take advantage of my hard work here. Because we've got some pretty powerful units, despite the fact that we are mainly going for a religious victory. Let's cleanse Pella. Notice that Pella had so much religious influence around it that it didn't quite convert right away. We're going to need to bring an apostle up to finish converting it. It still is somewhat Catholic. You can tell by the color of the Pantheon icon there. Still a somewhat Catholic city, unfortunately. All right, so this guru, this is the apostle I think I'm going to bring up to Pella. Yep. This is me realizing I can use him for that purpose that I was just discussing. Yep, there we go. And the guru can stay in the area, but I think I actually bring this guru down to support. I've already got a guru on the way. So I was talking about this earlier in the episode. We're going to put the guru right where the apostle is right now. And that way both units can be healed by the guru at the same time. But what we want to do is use that guru to keep that missionary alive as long as possible, so that that inquisitor that's fighting him from that holy site slowly gets worn down. And then my debater apostle, once the inquisitor's worn down and the missionary's dead and the guru's used all its charges and can't heal me anymore, that apostle is going to come in and attack that inquisitor and do some damage to the influence of that religion right around its holy city. Now again, they can use an inquisitor to immediately undo any progress that I have. So it's really going to take a lot more than I currently have invested from a religious standpoint in order to really win that battle. We're going to have to do what the Civ 6 AI did a lot in the early game when the game first came out, and just send blankets and blankets of religious units towards Harold Hardrada to win this. But for now, again, we need to make sure that Alexander doesn't, you know, stand a chance at winning a space victory if we don't keep an eye on him. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And just because, you know, really, the only way to guarantee that he never does that is to completely and utterly... I'm not promoting those artillery, by the way. I'm not doing it. I know some of you might be seeing I have the option of promoting them, or upgrading them, rather, to the next level. Again, I'm going to mix those terms up all the time. I have the option of upgrading them, but I'm not doing it. Yeah, we got that artifact from next to Nidaros. Now we're heading for the one just south of Tromsø. But yeah, I'm not doing it because I'd rather save my money for my... Oh yeah, look at us scouting with our archaeologists. That's so great to see. All right, we have this battleship, I think, about to level up, maybe? Not quite, but almost. And these battleships are coming in to help fire on Pydna, get some experience. Some more artillery outside Yasodharapura. Already dead. That worked quite well. That cavalry is still healing up inside Yasodharapura, and we have to keep them there, doing just that. I was saying something a moment ago, but I already forgot. Trying to keep up with me. It's a fun time, let me tell you. So we still have that one anti-tank unit around Yasodharapura that's really giving me trouble. All right, we're going to get that Pearls resource. And again, mentioned this in the previous episode, I think. One of the things that I've realized is you can totally, you can get the benefits of strategic and... all right, this is me thinking about where I want to put these spies, but I think I might be about to send this spy down to Harold's territory because we're looking for spaceports. Or no, maybe... Yeah, I'm looking for spaceports that I can wreck, but we've already wrecked them all. The one in Pydna's wrecked, even though it looks like it's standing. Yep, we're going to go down to Nidaros and start messing with him. So that's going to happen right now. But yeah, I can totally have the strategic resources, the luxury resources that are outside of 3 tiles from a city. You can still have those benefits. You just don't get the tile yields because citizens can only work up to 3 tiles away from a city. So that's the way it works. And again, I learned that because people are nice enough to help point out mechanics in comments, which helps me not only become a better player, but then people who are watching the series then grow from it as well. So appreciate people for pointing that out to me, because that's a little nuanced detail that I wouldn't have known. Okay, so notice there's another Inquisitor that's just shown up in Nidaros, and we're going to have to keep an eye on that particular Inquisitor because he could flank our missionary and kind of wreck my strategy here. So I'm trying to remember how I dealt with that. I think for the moment we just kind of cross our fingers and hope. Or maybe not. I don't know. How did I deal with this? Because the Guru still has a charge. But I can't use it this turn. Oh, wait, no, that was the off turn. So they just attacked the missionary, and now I can heal them again. Never mind. Never mind. That was all during the off turn. Forget I said anything. All right, so Pella is 1 turn away from finishing its watermill. We can now upgrade some of our higher level artillery. So you can see right there that I've just upgraded one of my level 4 rocket artillery at technically level 5. Because that's 4 promotions altogether. Let's see. This is where I was thinking about what kind of district I need to put in Bhavapur next. I have lots of options. And I might go ahead and build a trader first, I think. I think that's what I do because I couldn't quite make up my mind. And then we'll come back to it, I think, when the trader's done in a few turns. What was I going to do? Come on, go back to Bhavapura. I think I'm going to click the gear in just a second and do that. Because I was trying to decide what to do there. There we go. No, this is when I built the spaceport. So it must have been earlier when I was talking about something else that I was thinking about what to do with Bhavapura. Because I genuinely had to think about that for a bit. All right, so now we've got another airport building in Bradford. Again, slowly building up our ability to actually have units fly around my territory, which is quite nice. Okay, Marriage of Hiawatha and Minahana. So we've got some great works with our new great person there. And this is our quartermaster, Sere. Every now and then I just like pause whenever, because I haven't seen a unit for a while, so I'm like, wait, who are you? What's even happening right now? So we're going to have to put you in the theater square, where you have been. And then we have this new trader, and we definitely want to keep them in Bhavapura. This is the trader, again, that I mentioned kind of putting there to pass the time while I was thinking about what to do, but keeping him in Bhavapura helps support the building of that spaceport. Now, technically, I don't really need to build spaceports because I'm about to steal them from Alexander, but I went ahead and did it anyway. All right, so we have this... Yeah, these units are ready to attack Chalkidiki, but we're going to go ahead and pillage what we can from the area first, because it's such a small city. We can get some experience by attacking with that tank now. It's going to damage the walls a little bit more. Of course, the city will not heal, thankfully. That infantry that took Pella, excuse me, whoa. Infantry that took Pella needs to heal up. I just drank a sip of water, too. Where'd that come from? Hello. Randomly entered puberty again. Okay, so, yeah. This is my one rocket artillery. Look how far away it was able to not only move from, but attack from, and it just completely brought Chalkidiki to its knees. I love it. But I think the evil laugh moment is still coming, and I think I know when it's going to happen. And if you're paying very close attention to the context of my remarks on this, you might have a guess as to when I burst into a fit of just maniacal evil laughter. But it's coming. Oh, man. That's the one moment that I'm really sad about losing from the commentary. Like, if I had to pick one moment, you know, to get back from the 4 episodes that I recorded without the microphone working, it would be... I did 3 episodes of this and 1 episode of The Long Dark, and it would be this moment from this series. Me laughing like a crazy person. So, yeah, that general's going to go over there and support the Chalkidiki amazing invasion force, and then we're going to repair that wheat tile, which I don't even remember pillaging. It might have been Germany that pillaged that, frankly. But you can see Germany is definitely moving on Dion now, so I'm going to have to move somewhat cleverly, as I've been mentioning, because we don't want them to... All right, there goes Chalkidiki. Now we just want Dion, and it's the end of the war, right? So we're repairing the granary there. And we have some additional work to do. We've got that niter tile to repair. Let's get a builder over that direction. They won't be there for another turn or so, but that's fine. All right, now that promotion should come in now. I'm almost positive. Yep, there it is. And we're going to start firing on Pydna with these other lower level battleships, which means they will only level up faster from hitting Pydna from a distance. Always handy to do this in the late game, even though it feels kind of farmy. It is kind of farmy. It doesn't just feel farmy. It is farmy. Okay. So that missionary's still there. What am I doing? Am I looking at other religious areas that are... That's right. I just realized I have a lot of extra faith, so I can train 2 more apostles. We need to get more to support those units. That's right. We can go and get that antiquity site near... What's the name of the city? Tromsø. And now we need to find additional places for these archaeologists to go, as well as just scout. And there's a couple more antiquity sites down here, so we're going to send them down that direction for now. And there's, as you saw, plenty more shipwrecks. Okay, what did I do with this missionary? I can't remember. Okay, we have 1 more heal with the guru, so I guess we're just going to keep him alive for a bit. And that was the guru's last charge, so I just moved the apostle in 1 tile closer. So they're able to get in on the action a little bit faster once the missionary is dead, which won't take long. We're 2 turns away from synthetic materials being done, which is going to be a very nice little upgrade. Notice that cavalry wouldn't have really stood a chance against the AT crew, so I kept them in Yasod Harapura. But yeah, every camp is going to get an extra gold when I finish with synthetic materials. That's one of the reasons I've been going for it. Yeah, you just go on alert status. Don't need to do anything else. And this builder doesn't have really anything to do either. Right, Mobile Sam, we're going to move them up. Still have some units that aren't really part of the fight yet. We're moving into the next turn, turn 372. 5 minutes from the end of the episode. I remember one thing Alexander's starting to get a little bit more desperate with his peace deals. And you've definitely seen, I remember commenting on this at the end of the episode, right around this moment. You've definitely seen in this episode the benefits of, okay, good, they're attacking that missionary again. We need that missionary to die so that the apostle can kill that inquisitor. But you've definitely seen in this series a couple of times with Congo and with Victoria the effects of really driving the AI to desperation. and getting them to give you as much as you possibly can. I really hope in the future of Civilization 6 they find a way to deepen that mechanic a little bit. We're promoting those battleships. That's good. Indulgence Vendor, gain 100 gold if this unit converts a city to your religion for the first time. Yes, please. Or is it Martyr? No, let's go for Martyr instead. Never mind, I thought it was the other one I went for. All right, so this rocket artillery needs to be promoted, but we're going to go with one of our stronger units first. Now check this out. I think... Okay, wait a minute. Hold that thought. Forget everything I was just saying. Because I just realized we have some observation balloons in the area, and we can do some really, really, really nasty things right now. Is it time? I don't think it's time. Maybe we have to wait for a little while longer. Oh, that makes me sad. But it's the evil laugh moment is still coming. But yeah, it's just possible to really drive the AI to desperation, and I've done it about as many times as I'm comfortable doing on YouTube. So I feel like in the future, if they were to deepen that mechanic and make it to where it's not always a guaranteed way to get a lot from your enemy, you know, don't just wear them down with warbrainess and then get them to a point where they're willing to give up their entire empire. Because I've done it almost 3 different times in this series. I'm not saying that's exactly how I'm going to win against Alexander, but I'm still going to get a hell of a peace deal from him. Let's put it that way. All right, so we're going to promote this artillery army to level 4, which is quite nice. We have another apostle that's promotable, so we can give him martyr as well. I was really hoping that there would be different promotion options available for them, but we do have some great people we can recruit. Industrial zones providing 10 more tourism. This is Masaru Ibuka. And we will have 2 charges, I think, with that unit too, so twice the benefit. One thing I've mentioned, I was mentioning towards the end of this episode, I think, or maybe it was towards the end of the next one. Yeah, maybe it was toward the end of the next one, because we're not really going that far overtime with this one. So I'll hold my tongue until the next one, because I don't want to get ahead of myself. So, Edmonia Lewis. Okay, we just finished Pompeian Girl, and that is the last thing we need to do with that particular great person. We're going to put that artillery army on notice. We're making 356 gold per turn, and we need 500 some odd. Good lord. To get promotions for these artillery. So it's taken a while, but they're slowly but surely becoming more powerful. This artillery army is not quite able to hit anywhere else right now, and that's fine. We just want Dion, and that's it. It looks like Germany has Alexandria surrounded. You can tell it's under siege, but we don't want Alexandria. We just want Dion because of the Potala Palace. And then as of that moment, when we get the Potala Palace, we will have every single wonder in the game that gives us additional policy slots, which is really quite nice. All right, so this artillery army can fire on... Yeah, there we go. So we're going to get rid of that encampment as a threat to where it's not able to do quite as much damage to me. Let's see, where... That's right, we needed to move you over there, and I can move the artillery. Yeah, we have a few units to move. There we go. All right, so now we've got that tower repaired. We can move you into Pella, and you can fire on that. There we go. That encampment now can no longer fire on my units in the area. And we are within a minute of the end of the episode here. Let's see. What else really needs to happen? I think that is about it. In the next one, like I said, we're going to take Dion and then go for a peace deal with Alexander. The evil laugh moment is still coming. I thought it was coming this episode, but I don't think it has arrived just yet, as I recall. I think it happens toward the very beginning of the next one. But I want to take Alexander Prophasia from Alexander as well. That's one of the reasons I was pointing at it right there. That'll be one thing we can get from the peace deal. And I just remember at the end of this episode talking a little bit more about, you know, using that grand defeat mechanic to get so much from Alexander. So I'm going to try not to, you know, do what I've done with it already this series. I'm not going to, you know, take his whole empire from him. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at noon Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.